Have you ever stopped to wonder how close heaven really is? The Bible is full of moments when angels stepped through the veil and changed everything. Yet so many of these encounters get overlooked in the shadows of bigger stories. Today, let's unveil 5 unbelievable moments when angels showed up in ways you may have never truly considered. Let's begin in the lonely wilderness with Hagar, an Egyptian slave, cast out by Abraham and Sarah, wandering pregnant and heartbroken in the heat of the desert. When she thought her life was over, an angel of the Lord found her by a spring of water, called her by name, asked where she came from, and promised her a future she couldn't see. This wasn't just a message, it was an intimate rescue, and Hagar became the first person to name God El Roi, the God who sees me. From there we move to another barren woman whose encounter changed history, Manoah's wife, the mother of Samson. An angel appeared to her alone, shining with divine light, telling her she would bear a son dedicated to God from the womb. Her husband begged to see the angel too, and when the angel returned, they offered a sacrifice on a rock. Suddenly the angel of the Lord ascended into the flames and vanished into the smoke, leaving them trembling, certain they had seen God himself. These stories remind us that angels don't only come to kings and prophets. They appear to the rejected, the barren, the doubting, and the unseen. Their messages are not just about grand events. They're about unseen hearts that heaven refuses to overlook. And as we go deeper, each story will prove that when an angel steps in, they do far more than deliver a word. They remind us that God sees, God answers, and sometimes, God shows up in a flame that leaves you forever changed. Now imagine the weary prophet Elijah, a man who had just called down fire from heaven, standing alone on a mountain, then running for his life at the threat of a wicked queen. Broken, he collapses under a lonely broom tree, asking God to take his life, but instead of death, God sends an angel, not with thunder but with bread baking on hot stones and a jar of water placed lovingly by his head. Twice the angel wakes him, whispering, "Get up and eat, for the journey is too much for you." It's a quiet miracle, a heavenly messenger who doesn't speak in riddles or trumpet blasts but simply feeds a worn-out soul enough strength for 40 more days. Then there's Jacob, the restless schemer, wrestling all night by the river Jabbok with a figure that was no ordinary man, but an angel, a physical manifestation of divine mystery. Jacob fought for hours, refusing to let go, until his hip was touched and dislocated, leaving him with a limp that would remind him forever that he had wrestled with God and survived. The angel didn't just bless him, he renamed him Israel, the one who struggles with God and prevails. And high in the hills of Dothan, a terrified servant opened his eyes to see what Elisha already knew. Heaven's army was closer than any earthly threat. As enemy soldiers closed in, Elisha prayed, "Lord, open his eyes," and suddenly the hillside blazed with chariots of fire, a host of angels waiting to defend God's people without lifting a sword. 5 moments, a desert promise, a blazing sacrifice, a meal in the wilderness, a wrestling match by a river, and an invisible army on fire, all reminding us that angels are more than messengers. They are comforters, protectors, challengers, and warriors sent to remind you that when you feel outnumbered, exhausted, or unseen, heaven is never far. If these hidden encounters opened your eyes today, share this message, subscribe for more, and tell us which angel story stirred your faith. Until next time, keep your eyes open. F.